In this third episode of Catching Ancient Photons, we are going to capture Messier 20, otherwise known as the Trifid Nebula, nestled in the constellation of Sagittarius. Let's check with the time machine to see how old the photons are that are coming from this target. Incredible! 5,200 light years. So the photons of light that we see coming from this nebula left it over 5,000 years ago. That's over 170 generations of us humans. So what was happening on Earth at that time? Around 5,200 years ago, several significant events were happening on Earth. In ancient Egypt, the early dynastic period was in full swing, with the construction of the first pyramids, like the Step Pyramid of Djoser. In Mesopotamia, the Sumerian civilization thrived, and several cities were prominent. The Indus Valley civilization in present-day Pakistan and northwest India also flourished with multiple cities. Megalithic structures such as dolmens and menhirs were being built worldwide. Agriculture and domestication were becoming more prevalent, leading to settled farming communities and the domestication of animals. Writing systems like cuneiform in Mesopotamia, hieroglyphs in Egypt, and the Indus script were emerging. Long-distance trade and cultural exchange were established between civilizations, facilitating the exchange of goods, ideas, and technologies. And that was all happening when these photons of light that we see actually left the Trifid Nebula. In the vast expanse of the cosmos, there are countless wonders that continue to captivate and mystify us. One such marvel is the Trifid Nebula, a stunning celestial object located in the constellation Sagittarius. Named after its three distinct lobes, this nebula is a sight to behold with its vibrant colors and intricate details that have fascinated astronomers for centuries. The Trifid Nebula, also known as Messier 20 or NGC 6514, is a combination of an emission nebula, a reflection nebula, a dark nebula, and a star cluster scattered throughout the complex. It is situated approximately 5,200 light years away from Earth and spans an impressive diameter of about 40 light years. This vast size makes it easily visible through telescopes, making it a favorite target for both amateur and professional astronomers. The three main lobes that give the Trifid Nebula its name are a result of the complex interplay between gas and dust within the nebula. The emission nebula, characterized by its striking pinkish-red hue, is primarily composed of ionized hydrogen gas. This gas is energized by the intense ultraviolet radiation emitted by a cluster of young, hot stars at the nebula's center. Adjacent to the emission nebula is the reflection nebula, which appears blue due to the scattering of light by tiny dust particles. These particles reflect the light from nearby stars, giving the nebula its ethereal glow. The dark nebula, on the other hand, consists of dense clouds of gas and dust that block the light from background stars, creating contrasting dark lanes amidst the vibrant emission and reflection nebulae. So, the Trifid Nebula stands as a testament to the awe-inspiring beauty and complexity of the cosmos. Its three distinct lobes, vibrant colors, and star-forming regions make it a captivating sight for both amateur stargazers and seasoned astronomers. As we continue to explore the depths of the universe, the Trifid Nebula serves as a reminder of the immense wonders that await us in the vastness of space.
so the warm summer nights in Central Florida don't make for great tracking. We generally get thunderstorms almost every afternoon and evening, and it tends to keep the atmosphere very turbulent. Unfortunately, in the sessions capturing data on M20, the Trifid Nebula, the bubbling and boiling atmosphere made our guide stars wobble throughout the session. The tracking was all over the place. Sometimes when it was still, the tracking would get down below a half arc second. But when the atmosphere became wobbly, the tracking error would sometimes go way over a full arc second. That was usually when the light clouds started floating through, so we were fighting with that too. So there were many challenges for this particular imaging session. Alright, well here we are in AstroPixel Processor, and I've gone ahead and I have created all the different color stacks previously, and we can just look at them and compare them. So what I have right here on the screen is the green color stack. This is basically 10 subframes of 300 seconds, and it's pretty well evenly illuminated across the emission nebula and the reflection nebula. So this is the blue area, and this is the pinkish red area of the nebula. So this is emission, this is reflection. But in green, they're pretty much about the same. So moving to the next brightest one is probably the red. Yeah, see, so a much bigger difference in the emission nebula part of it. So this is basically all the red part of the image, so you would expect it to be like that. The blue is fairly diminished, because it's the opposite end of the spectrum as far as the light goes. So that's the deal. So I think the next brightest one is blue, so we should see this flip-flop, right? This is not going to be as bright, and this is going to be brighter. Oh, and by the way, this is 12 subframes of 300 seconds. Now you go to the brightest, which is luminance. Boom. And then everything is all filled out pretty much as bright as it can possibly be. So this is 20 subframes of 300 seconds. So that's the main part of the nebula, but as you can see, it's pretty well exposed. So now we can go ahead and try to put these together in the RGB combine process. There we go, that's pretty nice. Needs to be saturated a bit. Okay, I think I'm pretty happy with the color balance that I have right now at this point, so that I can probably export it out of AstroPixel Processor and then import it into my photo editing software, which is Aperture. So that's the initial processing, and here is the finished product.
So here's the final result of my capture of M20, the Trifid Nebula. This is 270 minutes total integration time, which is just over 4.5 hours. These captured photons were 5,200 years old when they hit the sensor of my camera. See you next time on Catching Ancient Photons.